I keep it 100, like boarding in the streets, but especially when recording. Mint tea and a spliff in the morning, then I beat up the beat like doors to a Mormon. Mama said the devil find works for bored men and leave trouble only white men can afford them. I try to put my focus on the Lord then, but like Hocus, I was back up in the Trojan. Wanna invest in the future, you should let me sign a big.
So, you know, we were talking a lot about your childhood and everything like that. Now, did you are you close with your family? Like your family, would you say? What's your relationship like? The reason why I asked so much questions about childhood is because I feel like your childhood really kind of not determines your future, who you are. But you gotta start at the roots, and I'm feeling like start from the roots and then work your way. No, for sure. Up,
I agree with you. Do I know? Am I close with my family? Like my siblings and like my mom, my father's, like my close siblings I'm close with, but exterior than that, not so close. Yeah.
Do you think that that's had an effect on you?
100%. At some point, okay, for example, on my mother's side, as a kid, every Thursday, my uncles and stuff would all come together and eat, and it kind of build a sort of a family bond, But I guess when I moved to Toronto, that stopped. I never got that back, and so. I have 1, 2 cousins that on my dad's side I start meeting. The more and more I went out there, got closer with, And
so what are the effects that you feel maybe today? Due to not having that close
It sucks. Especially with my
Did it affect your relationship?
Especially with my wife, when I go to family events with her and I see how all her cousins and aunties and uncles, everybody's so close and very family oriented, it sucks to not have that on my mom's side. On my dad's side is a little better. It's not as good as it used to be, but my dad's side is a little better. I feel like out there I had a lot of good family moments with cousins and aunties and stuff coming together. But you know how it is nowadays, man.
Yeah. Do you feel because your wife you're kind of one union now, so do you feel her family is now your family? Do you feel now you have a...
That's deep. It's starting to because they've always been welcoming and warm from the beginning, They've always shown me love, you know what I'm saying? Me as a person though, I'm slow to open up. I might smile with you and be happy with you. Doesn't mean I opened up to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely starting to feel, that's starting to be my family. So that's a good question still, yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
Did you grow up well off, or did you experience struggle? Were you in poverty? Were you in housing? Were you Were there some days you didn't have food to eat? What did that look like? Even growing up as a teenager?
Yeah. No, my mom definitely went through it. We were definitely struggling, but one thing I have to say, there was always food in my stomach. I never went hungry as a child. A little older teenager, there might have been nights where a little hungrier than others, but never, I'm blessed in that. I always had a roof over my head, always had food in my stomach. But at the flip side, my mom definitely struggled, definitely went through it, Once I hit 16, I stopped asking her for stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw what it was, you know what I'm saying? So I was that's when you start doing delinquent stuff stealing and stuff like that, because you see your mom can't provide that for you, so you want to go get it on your own, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
So when did you leave home? When did you did you get kicked out? Because you were in the street life?
Yeah. No, honestly, the first time I got kicked out...
When did you jump off the porch? Would you say jump off the... Is that a thing? Yeah, jump off the porch.
Well, it's in bits and pieces. The first time I actually got kicked out. I think I was 21, 19 or 21.
Okay.
Around that time. And as I said, my mom was very religious. So one time she was praying, whatever, and the washroom was connected to her room. And for some reason, she crawled on her knees from in her room to in the washroom, and then she bunked some bag on the floor. She like, the bag of weed, you know, and she started going crazy. But the thing is, like, I feel deep down she always kind of knew, because like I would come home, she's like, what's that smell? Why you smell like that? Why's your eye like that? Like, she would get at me, but I'd always say like, oh, I was holding a split for my boy.
Yeah.
Like, it's my friend. Yeah. My friends are smoking around me, stuff like that. But yeah, that day, I guess actually seeing the bag of weed, she wasn't having it, you know. She woke me out of my sleep going crazy, like, you know, get the hell out of my house, you know. And
so then what?
Then luckily I had my that's when I was in Toronto, so I had my dad low-key kind of helping me. He's somebody he worked with. I went to go rent out his basement, and I started hopping around, living in rooms and basement for a few years. Here and selling light weed, not heavy hustling them times. Like, I always sold weed here and there. That's something like light that you learn from early to make a quick dollar, you know what I'm trying to say? So little light things like that.
At all?
Yeah, I definitely had jobs.
What'd you do?
So many different jobs. I don't stay nowhere for long, but I've been at KFC. At Toronto, they have Swiss Chalet. I don't know if you ever heard of it. A lot of different restaurants. 1-2 calling centers. Any little where you just, you know, you're not trying to work, but you have to pay your bills. So, you know, you just jump on whatever you could find, you know, stuff like that.
What did you want to be? Who did you want to be? Like, what were, when you were a kid, you were like, I want to be this. What was that this to you? Did you want to be, what did that look like?
That's the thing though for me, like, honestly, that's one thing I always felt like I was lacking a little bit. I never had like nobody to look up to be like, I want to be like that. At one point, when I was a really...
Other than Tupac.
Other than Tupac, facts. At one point though, I won't lie though, when I was like, maybe like younger, like between like 7 to 12, my uncle was like my idol, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
He was in the CFL.
Okay.
He'd always come up in some fly cars, pick me up, bring me downtown, get me whatever I want. Like, you know, big, muscular. He's just a cool guy, you know, in my family, you know. Always, the only time I'd get to listen to rap music and be out, see him go pick up different girls and kind of see the player life, you know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, I remember driving with him, a girl with a fat ass walk by, he's breaking his leg. I'm like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that, you know?
So you say you picked up a little on the player stuff.
On the player stuff, for sure. Little stuff like that, you know?
Would you say like you had like serious girlfriends like growing up, or like you're really on your player shit?
Bits and pieces of both, but like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
so you were cheating?
I cheated on all of my girlfriends.
All of them?
I don't think
damn. Why? Do you believe that like as humans, like naturally it's within our inside that we're naturally just attracted to different people, and like when we get into like relationships, it's like a choice that we're making. Like it's like a choice to be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna be with you. But it's like naturally we still look around, we still look for other things, we connect with other people. Do you believe that like as human beings we're made to be monogamous people, or do you feel like it's just natural to like connect with other people? Honestly, it's kind of like setting a bound. It's like not just a boundary, it's like setting a limitation to yourself. Do you feel like that, or do you feel?
Honestly, so in everything I say is gonna relate to the Bible, because remember I grew up in church, so that's my foundation to everything. You know what I'm saying? And God made Adam. He saw that Adam was alone. He's like, all right, it's not good for you to be alone. Then he made Eve, right? He made Eve to accompany Adam, but then when they all sinned, he cursed Eve and he said, your desire will be to man. So for a woman, no matter what, that's why I say a woman will only find fulfillment in a happy home. If she's saying that's not true, that's because she's bitter and she's been through stuff and she's angry and she wants to be a sign. But essentially, all women want is a family, a man and some kids and a home. You know what I'm saying? Every woman wants that. You know what I'm saying?
And for a man?
For a man, I feel like he just loves women. Like it's like it's from his rib. It's like I don't know what it is. I don't have the answer to why, but men just love women. But I don't know why. What I'm trying to say is that I feel like a man and woman are made to be together, right? Because the Bible says a man will leave his family to cling onto a woman and they will become one. You know what I'm saying? So in the Bible, when you get married, you become one with that person. You know what I'm saying? So essentially that would mean that we are made a man for a woman together. But at the same time, there's stuff called lust. There's stuff called temptation, which is sin, right? Which is already going back to the Bible. As I said, everything I'm going to say is going to refer to the Bible. Back to the Bible where Eve is looking at the apple as something she desires, even though she knows, or whatever the fruit is. I'm just saying the apple. Even though she knows that she shouldn't have that. You know what I'm saying? That's just in us to, you know what I'm saying? The disobedience, right? So even though a certain laws in place, we go against that because we want to do what we want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So what we want to do, we want to do whatever we want to do and have no limitation. But with God, he set certain boundaries and barriers.
Okay, and so before you were just breaking all these boundaries, all these barriers. No, y'all.
Honestly,
how did you meet your wife?
My wife, I met her after party type of thing. Like, you know, when you go party and then went out to, I think, Blizzards. Then we went back to my boy's house. Trey Brooks, shout out my boy. Trey Brooklyn, you already know. Went back to his house chilling with some girls. And yeah, she was one of those girls we were chilling with.
Would you say it was like a love at first sight thing, or like it was something that had to like develop over time?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a love at first sight, but I had seen her a few years before that. And she imprinted on my mind. You know when you see somebody and they imprint on your mind? She imprinted on my mind for some reason. I never forgot me seeing her. And I saw her another time in a club, wilding, fighting, and beer security is holding her back. That's another time. So the first two times I saw her, she kind of imprinted on my mind, you know? And so that was the third time me seeing her. And what's up?
Okay. So then from there you guys were together, or like?
No. I had another girl at that time.
You had a girl at the time.
Oh, like this picture we're painting on me right now.
That's okay. We're gonna get. He's married, you know, so we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the good part soon.
Well, yeah.
I want to know though, like if a girl, like say for example, like if you fuck a girl on the first date, like say she's like, you know, I don't really do this.
Yeah.
But, like she does it.
Yeah.
Does that are you like thinking like she a hoe?
Honestly. For the most part, the faster you fuck a girl, the less of
respect?
A wifey material you kind of place her. Not necessarily respect, but you know what I'm saying? I would say for the most part, but still same way, there's some girls you could smash quick and still have love for them and they end up your wife. Same way, that doesn't take away from nothing. But I would say definitely a girl that kind of makes you work a little harder for her, you definitely place her in a different bracket than
then you're like,
a girl that you just get quicker.
It probably is like a challenge for other people too.
Exactly. You start feeling like that's what a wifey material is. Honestly, not every man could get this, but I got it. That's really what guys want from this, a wifey material. Like, only I could get this girl.
Yeah, speaking of wifey material qualities, what would you say are like three? Let's say three. What are three like qualities that like you look for in a woman that like you're like, okay, like yo, she could be my wife still. What?
All right.
What? Number one.
Have to be a certain kind of look. Like, let's not lie.
Yeah,
like things are not
appearance.
I'm not all about superficial and stuff, but
you gotta be fly.
You gotta have certain things that some about you that captures me. Maybe your eyes, maybe your lips.
Not a fat ass.
A little, you definitely need a little ass. I can't do the flat body thing still. Shout out to the girls with pancakes out there, yo. It's love, but I can't do it, right? 100%. I don't care about boobs, you know what I'm saying?
Physical, so appearance, I guess.
Some type of appearance. 2,
Sex appeal.
yeah, sex appeal. I love that you said that because you ain't gotta be the best looking to have sex appeal.
Yeah.
So that's a big factor. I like that. Okay, so sex appeal, nurturing. So you're a female that when you're around, like let's say you're at my crib, that motherly, like
clean up, cook.
Little clean up, little cook, little. I'm not actually be my slave, but I feel like I really do feel like women should have certain nurturing instinct embedded in them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Maternal instinct.
Yeah. I feel for when a girl really loves somebody, I feel like those things should come out naturally. So that's 2. And 3, strong. A strong woman, because my mom was a strong woman. So
like they'll fight? Or like
yeah, that can fight, but definitely you need to be able to hold it down. But I mean in terms of like mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, can handle hardship, can handle, you know, anything. Like just a strong, independent woman.
Test? Do you like put? Did you ever like put women through tests like your wife?
I have, but it's not something I do. But I've done stuff like brought girl around my niggas and then kind of just fall back.
To see,
just
like,
to see
like
what's gonna happen. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I have done that before, 100%. Because to me, it's like, if you could get her, bro, keep her, bro. Like, I don't want that as my wife anymore.
Has that happened to you before?
Where what?
Like you brought a girl around and like...
A nigga smash? That's happened to me one time. Still, shout out Putty. That was back in high school day, those, but I brought a girl over. It's hilarious. I'm not even gonna get into the details, but...
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to like a girl with kids?
No, but I would have. It's not, I don't know about kids, but like easy with the plurals, but like a one kid, I wouldn't mind that. No.
I want to hear like your opinion, because I heard an opinion one time, I guess, from a male's perspective, and he was saying like, yo, even like some girls I hear too, like, yo, if you have a kid, like, nah, like, absolutely not. And that basically the guy was saying that like, if you have a kid, it like depreciates your value in a way. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
That's
like,
cold, but there are guys that think like that. Like I've watched podcasts and stuff and hear Andrew Tate or these kind of guys say like real abrupt things like that. But no, that's cap, bro. Like a one kid, that's soft. But more than one kid,
even with the same baby dad?
It's pushing it, bro. Especially if I don't have kids, because it's like, what? I'm gonna dedicate my life being a shout out to your kids, being a father to your kids, and I have my own. It's like, and most times when girls have more than one, they don't really want more kids. They already have their bag of kids. They're hurt from an ex-man that didn't stay there. And most times they don't even really want no more kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you're entering a father role, but it's not yours. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you ended up, what if like she was like, yo, like I'm down to have more kids, and then you guys ended up having kids, then you were like,
then what, we're gonna have a football team? Like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind one kid, but anything more than one, it's pushing it. It's pushing it, bro. It's pushing it.
Oh shit.
It's pushing it.
So, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but you know, Don is married. You know what I'm saying? When did you get married again?
Last year, in June.
In June, okay. Yeah. What led you to that? Like, how did you break out of that playa, and, you know, get married? I believe you said it had something to do with, you know, your turning to God. And,
yeah. So definitely.
Some things behind.
So, you know, I was in the trap life, whatever, getting my money, ended up getting arrested, whatever. Kind of lost a lot, like was on my face, kind of was getting kicked out of my apartment, all type of like crazy stuff was happening. And like through it all, like she was like holding me down, you know. And so we decided, yo, let's move together.
Hold up. Sorry. Because you're with another girl. So how did we get here? Like when you went, like that girl fell off? Like what happened?
Yo, basically, when I got locked up, bro. Okay, so like me and my ex were at a point where we're just attached. Like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't let go of her. You know what I'm saying? She was a good girl. And told her one thing at the beginning of the relationship. I'm like, yo, all I want to do is make you smile. I never forgot that when we first met. Lit up her world, right? And I ended up breaking her heart and destroying her, you know what I'm trying to say? So that always...
By getting more deeply involved in the street shit.
Not only the street shit, yeah, because that was kind of like separated in terms of our togetherness, but more in terms of like, yeah, with another girl, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was getting closer with someone else while I'm with her. We already had a language barrier. She was French, I'm English. She wanted honestly who I am for my wife now, but I wasn't able to see that at that time. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to get this money, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things I didn't realize, you know. Wait, where are we going with this? What was the question again?
How did we get from there
to married? Yeah.
Married.
So we're already fading out. So boom, once I got my charge and whatever, I got bail, got out. When I got out, I made the decision. I'm like, yo, you know how they say when you really love someone, let them go?
If you love something.
Yeah, bro. Like, I took that on some real shit, bro. And I'm like, honestly, you did the math, weigh it out. Like, I know my side girl at the time is best for me right now. We just connect on a next level. And as much as I love my ex, like if I really want the best for her, I need to let her go, you know? Free. Yeah. So as hard as that was, I swallowed that pill, I did that. And that crushed me though, really, to see how it impacted me. But I needed that because that's what will help me to be a better man for my wife right now, you know what I'm saying? To her. But yo, honestly, I was at a cross point in my life.
You said you got you were saying you got arrested.
Yeah, I got arrested.
You lost everything.
Okay, let me tell you a little something. Like, as I said, I'm a very spiritual person. I grew up in the church. I grew up believing in God and Jesus, all of that. So that's just in me, right? So right before I ended up getting busted, I had a spiritual encounter.
What did that look like?
A spiritual encounter is like
a little detour. Hold on.
It's like you feel the presence of God on you strongly, right? Very, very strong. And it's like I heard in my spirit God saying, like, you will do what I tell you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sweet.
And then like it came back. I came back like 3. No, I was in the trap.
Okay.
The trap. Yeah, I was in the trap. And you know, it came to me like 3 different times.
Like, were you like?
No, I was sober.
Like you were losing yourself?
No.
Good.
I was. It just felt the strong feeling.
Abruptly.
Yeah, abruptly. Like it came 3 times. Like, and it felt it like deep in my stomach. You know, it's a weird spiritual thing. If you don't believe in God, you probably think I'm crazy. But anyways, that's my life. It's my experience, right? So I felt that, and then literally like a week or 2 max after that, boom, I ended up getting busted. Nah. My whole life started crashing.
It was like you should have listened to that feeling at that time.
Because I feel like that was just to let me know what's about to happen. Like change is about to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So boom, my whole world got flipped over upside down. You know, as I was saying, for different reasons. A lot of stuff was happening. Ended up losing a lot of things. Lost some money. Lost my apartment. Lost on my face, bro, and ended up moving in with my wife them times. And luckily, as soon as we moved in, this is just when the pandemic was starting, you know, which was honestly one of the best things that ever happened to me because it helped me to seclude myself from everything. It helped me to like really get out of the streets and stop hanging with niggas and just being a good boy at home with my wife, you know. What else can you do anyways, you know what I'm saying? So that was like, honestly, and that's when I decided, all right, boom, let's try to fix up now, you know. Took a course in barbering.
Why how did we get here? Why barbering?
Again, everything's a pandemic for me. I wanted to cut my hair, there's no barbers.
Okay, so I'm gonna learn myself.
Started learning myself. Then I'm like, oh, it's something I could do. Boom, ran with that. Anything I do, I go hard in. You know what I'm saying? Just went hard with that. And yeah, for me, the pandemic was just a whole bunch of, it was a positive thing. It helped me transform my life 100%. Like, you don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So when you start So I started reading my Bible, started praying, doing a lot of spiritual things, and stopped smoking weed, stopped drinking, like really kind of separate myself from everything, and it builds, what that does, it makes your righteous side stronger. So you're able to do more, and you're able to do the right things, and help people,
So then through that, you're like...
Through that, I was able to now, when you're on those serious tip, you need to make serious actions. All right, boom. This girl's been holding me down for a few years. I want to get serious in life. I want to step up in life. Boom, let me marry her. You know what I'm saying? So like marrying her, now you have accountability, responsibility. Like it forces you to step up in life and be a man. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you're ready for that at that time. You're like, I'm ready now. Like...
I was just going by fate. I didn't know if I was necessarily ready, but I was in a better space, and I'm trying to be a man now. So these are things like a part of being a man. Because I feel like deep down, men are scared to get married, because like that's tying yourself down with someone forever, where you technically not supposed to be running around, like you're supposed to be committed to that person. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like men are scared a lot of the time to commit themselves to that.
Do you think that's because of like because of like, I guess, trust issues? Like they don't know if the girl is like gonna hold them down the same way? Like,
for sure, but I feel like that's all excuses, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, you know who someone is, and you take your chance with that person. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a calculated risk at the end of the day. Okay. So I don't want to hear what you've been through. We all been through stuff, man. You know what I mean? Be a man and do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
And like, has it been challenging, I guess? Or do you like in a sense where like, temptation's out here every single day?
For sure.
Feel like there's been like times where you're like, shit, like I want to, I can't, I'm married, like I can't do that, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural, for sure. As a man, as a human being, natural, like, as I said, you could find, and that's one thing that I find with women. Like oftentimes when their man cheats on them and do them wrong, they personalize it and be like, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? But sometimes it's not about, am I not good enough? But sometimes it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? You could be the perfect angel.
Timing too, right?
Things you're going through, this, that, or just mere distractions, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So.
What about for a girl? Because girls, I feel they're pretty like locked on. Like when they're in love until they start lacking like attention or little things like that, love themselves or stuff like that. But what about for a girl? Like, is it in a serious long-term relationship, do women get tempted as well?
I feel like if you're getting everything that you need, you
don't care. See, that's the difference with men and female.
It's like, how can I say this? I was in a long-term relationship in high school and a little bit after high school.
Yeah.
And like everything was blessed until it wasn't. Like everything were super blessed, everything was super good. And then I felt like I'm leveling up in life. Me, I have big aspirations, big goals, big dreams. And then eventually I felt like we weren't on the same page with that. And that led me to look for someone who was on the same level as me or had the same, dreams and goals. And then I was like, yo, there's so much more to life that I don't know about. And I feel like that led me to look in other places, And
so you got distracted because you weren't getting something that you needed.
Exactly. I feel like that's always what it is. I feel like there's this Nipsey Hussle line that always sticks with me, and he says, "Scared to lose what you got as you're looking for something different." And it's like you could like, some people would be like, "Oh, you want to never be fully satisfied." But there's certain things like that are like non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Like ambition, non-negotiable. Like me, I want to live a luxurious life. Basic is not even within my vocabulary. I want luxurious. I want to live in a fucking mansion. I want my person to want that too. I want to be on the same page. Like when we step out, we're hot stepping. We look good. We feel good. We're like not regular. You know what I'm saying? I want to like when we step, like people are like, oh shit.
Power couple.
Yeah, like bam, powerful, and like loyal. Like, yo, because it's like, for me, it's like, once I know that that if maybe I know there's cheating or this and that, respect out the window.
Okay, apart from loyalty, are you willing to settle on any other ones of your standard? Like,
what do you mean?
Are you willing to, like, let's say any one of your other standards are being met? Are you willing to settle? Like, let's say he's loyal, but he's missing some ambition, but you're almost hitting 40.
I don't care. I feel like there's like, I feel like in life, and I guess this is why, like, I guess like a lot of relationships didn't work out. I don't even consider a lot of them relationships. I consider them like trials. Does that make sense? Kind of fucked up. But it's like, you get to know somebody, and it's like, people always portray an image that they want you to believe.
Facts.
You know, so it's like, once you finally see people
for who they are,
yeah, you're able to really determine, like, is this someone who I want to be?
Exactly. And sometimes that could take a long time. Like, you could be with someone for a year or two and still not know.
My man for 6 years.
Yeah, facts.
You know?
Facts.
And like, it was mad cool. And I felt like we're learning. So it's like, I have to be patient too. But it's like, I'm only gonna say things so many times. And if I don't see change, then it's like, I'm just fucking talking to myself.
No, facts.
You know?
Facts,
and it's like, you can't make people want what you want neither. But I will say this, that after we broke up, after, like, you know what happened? Like, actually, I cheated. And then I found out that he cheated.
So you felt better?
I felt better.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But it's like, I wasn't, not that I was, like, I wasn't sorry. I wasn't sorry that I cheated, because it's like, I did, and then I broke up with him, because obviously I'm not going to, like, like, you know? Yeah. And I felt like, I was like, there's a reason why I did that. Not to give excuses, but I was like, there's a reason why that happened. There's a reason why I was even, my eye was somewhere else. Because if we were good and you were giving me everything, then I wouldn't need to look anywhere else. You know? But you know, we were young, you know, my nigga's this, my nigga's that, you know, you want to drink and turn up. Me, I was working full time, 2 jobs, like, you know, like, we weren't in the same mindset. We weren't in the same mind frame. But after I broke up with him, he went to school. You know, he got his career, and probably now he's doing amazing things.
Nice. You see that? So sometimes you need to experience things.
Yeah.
It shapes you.
Exactly. He ended up being the girl that he cheated with for a long time.
Yeah.
And they were like, and I was just like, damn, you know, good for them. Great.
Okay.
Yeah. But so I feel like I still, though, compare every single relationship to that one, because a lot of things were good in terms of like how he treated me, and like, that's very.
So no matter what, you need something that's at least better than that experience.
For sure. You have to level up. You have to.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, I feel like it set a good foundation as to like what to compare to, you know, because I know
through the pain, through the struggle, if you try to reach, then you gon' pull a muscle. I did it all for the hustle, tryna ball, build, wrestle. Through the pain, through the heat, I can't take it, too much pain in these streets. I did it all for my pimps, I did it all in these streets.
Had a lot of pain in me, now I got these chains on me. Think my legs gave out the way I keep this cane on me.